It gets my deplorable blood going on a Monday morning to hear Jonathan Swan talk about a purge of the administrative state. Now, of course, he means that to be an expose and to be a hit on our movement. We take it exactly the opposite and wear it as a badge of honor. And it tells me that, yes, Jonathan Swan recognizes that there is a plan in place, that this second Trump term is going to be far more consequential than the first one. And the first one was quite consequential.
Article 3, I'm going to get Mike, and we're going to have a 1 hour special on the Jonathan Swan Axios articles. I want everybody to understand deeply exactly what we're doing here, okay? Exactly what's going on, because you're going to be part of it. And particularly want people to come and step in forward and say, hey, I want to be one of those 4,000 shock troops. Or there's going to be lots of other opportunities. Drop the phrase, drain the swamp. This is beyond that. This is taking on and defeating and deconstructing the administrative state. We're going to do that. And we're going to get a 1 hour special on the Jonathan Swan Axios.
Yes, drain the swamp, because we've got something better also, because he clearly had no interest in doing that. And all the same economic elites maintained a stranglehold on power, as they always would. But what is he talking about there? So they have this plot for what's going to happen if Trump gets back into power. Now, there was a period where it would seem as if Steve Bannon would have nothing to do with another Trump presidency. But remember, Trump pardoned him at the end of his presidency. They seem to have reconciled. Bannon was involved with the plot around January 6th, the effort to overthrow democracy. And if they're able to get him back in, what do they want to do? Well, they referenced 4,000 shock troopers there. Well, that's obviously incendiary. It's obviously intended to make you think of the Nazis, which is fun as a direction for them to go in. But I want to talk about the article that they referenced, because Jonathan Swan of Axios has done some reporting on what they plan to do to get past some of the obstacles they faced in the first Trump term, where some weren't sufficiently loyal to him. And that stymied him at various points in the DOJ and the EPA, things like that. Not this next time. So here is what Jonathan Swan was reporting. Former President Trump's top allies are preparing to radically reshape the federal government if he is reelected, purging potentially thousands of civil servants and filling career posts with loyalists to him and his America First ideology. Now, this is going to go beyond things like changing the EPA or the IRS. Trump allies are working on plans that would potentially strip layers at the Justice Department, including the FBI, National Security Intelligence, the State Department, and the Pentagon. This is not Jonathan Swan's opinion, by the way. These are people who are involved in the planning for this. They're already getting ready for Trump to be sworn in so they can do it. They intend to stack thousands of mid-level staff jobs. Well-funded groups are already developing lists of candidates, selected often for their animus against the system, in line with Trump's long-running obsession with draining the swamp. They're not being picked because of their expertise or their policy knowledge. It's that they believe that Trump is God and you do what he says. And they are going to be filling not just that normal top 10% of the bureaucracy that every president changes. That's a historic fact that they always do that. They're going to go way deeper than that to get these bureaucratic organizations to go along with what Trump wants, but also, let's be clear, to stop them from functioning. They have no interest in virtually any of these. They don't want the IRS functioning and investigating whether people have committed tax fraud. They're not interested in that. They don't want the EPA to be able to conduct investigations. They don't want the DOJ providing oversight. The FBI investigates their friends. And I'm talking about both like the Wall Street people as well as the right-wing extremists. They want to grind to a halt all of the functioning of government so that the only thing that can work, that will work, is whatever the hell Trump thinks up at that particular moment, Woz. And Bannon's super excited about rolling out this plan and getting the crazy listeners of his podcast to get involved in it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This seems like doth protest too much. The guy, it seems like they're selling a big game. If the last administration is any indication of anything, the level of coordination and organization that it would take to actually pull this off, no Trump entity has ever proved that they had the capacity to do anything resembling this. That means both of his campaigns, his one administration, nothing. The only thing they are good at doing is grift. Fundraising, getting people to riling people up, getting money. This level of bureaucratic organization, I don't buy it, one. And then two, like, Republicans already do this. They send the guy to Department of Labor to head it, who's an uber capitalist. They'll send some oil guy to the EPA. They will send like the Consumer Protection Financial Bureau that Elizabeth Warren basically invented. I know somebody who actually worked there when Trump got elected. The dude came in and told everybody who was working, basically put your pens and papers down. We're not doing anything here anymore. They already do this. This is just Republicanism, but they're, this idea of 4,000 shock troops and we're gonna do, it's nonsense, man. They don't, because they don't need to. That's what I'm saying. If they wanna functionally make the EPA, a non-entity, they just, strip it of its funding, put people in charge who don't know what they're doing, and basically handicap these loyal civil servants, from the top. They don't gotta do all of this conspiratorial, we're gonna take over America. It's nonsense, man.
Okay. We'll see. We're gonna check back in a few years after Trump beats Biden or
you gotta get past DeSantis first, John.
That's true. That's true. Oh, if only DeSantis will save us. No, but look, if this plan was going to be put into effect, look, we may disagree about how likely it is that Trump could do it, but I bet DeSantis has a better chance of doing it than Trump has.
Yes, I agree.
So, fun times are coming.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.